things first. What? Please be seated. And welcome to the 2024 Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. As I mentioned to you before the Hall of Famers came in, to me, this is the most important part of the weekend. We had our dinner last night, sold out 250 people. We introduced the Hall of Famers, and they did their speeches. So tonight, they get to say 30 seconds. We had enough of them last night. Before we get into the ceremony, I'd ask our mayor, Matt Runn, if you'd like to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Good afternoon, everybody, and it's great to be with you today. I do want to start by apologizing. I couldn't join you last night. My day job took me to Winnipeg for a conference this week, and I wasn't home in time to be part of the celebrations last night. But it was really important for me to get here today to congratulate all the new inductees, to congratulate all those who were recognized with awards last night, of course, to recognize all of the long-term inductees who are here in return each year. And I also want to, on behalf of the city, on behalf of council, congratulate the Hall of Fame committee on 30 years of taking the lead, a very important lead on making sure that our community recognizes people who do so much to give back to the community and improve the quality of life that we all enjoy here in the city of Brockville. So, thank you. Congratulations.
Last night we handed out a few awards. I just want to say congratulations to one of the volunteers of the year, Richie Welch. Richie, just stand up for a second. We also, there it is. Our team of the year last night was the Legion track and field team, and representing them tonight, Janet Winans. If she could come up and officially accept the plaque. Brockville Area Sports Team of the Year, honoring a sports accomplishment by a team voted for by the public. The winner announced at the Can-Am Award Banquet in June of each year. Brockville Legion TNF under 18 boys distance, June 13th, 2024. Congratulations. And there were 5 individuals for Sports Person of the Year. The gentleman that won represented Brockville for Canada at the Special Olympics, where he won gold and silver. Please welcome our Sports Person of the Year, Neil Condon. Honoring a sports accomplishment by an individual coach or team and voted on the public. Winner announced at the Luna Pizzeria Award Banquet in June of each year, Neil Condren, Special Olympics multi-sport athlete, June 13th, 2024. Neil, congratulations. One of the things when I started the Hall of Fame, what was key to me is that it wasn't just a day event or a 2-day event, and in the early years a 3-day event with a golf tournament. But it was to make sure that we honored the inductees every year and that they would return. And this year we're delighted to have this group behind me that are back. I'd like to introduce them to you very briefly. Inducted in 2001, TIS track and field wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for this man, Mr. Ron Hungerford. This next gentleman, he's on our committee, and I discovered at one of our meetings he's organizing a over 75-year older hockey tournament. He's 88. Les McAllister. A multi-talented athlete, inducted in 2003, Ralph Davison. Her number is retired here at the Brockville Memorial Center for Women's Hockey. Inducted in 2007, Diane Johnson. She represents Spencerville in so many areas. She promotes and does it so well. Inducted 2007, Ruth Duclos. The next inductee won't remember this, but I threw a water bottle on the ice at one of his games, not for him, but for the referee, who made a bad call, I thought. He represented Rideau St. Lawrence Junior Hockey for so many years. Inducted in 2007, John Shorey. When 4 young people died in a boating accident, I don't remember the year, but right afterwards they started the Memorial Golf Tournament. This man was responsible for that, but more importantly responsible for elementary school, track and field, and other sports. He was a team, there were a team of them, he was one of them. Inducted in 2008, Gary Bates. I didn't bring my notes, Peter. He refereed a number of games in the Atlantic Football League, rather, including 4 Vanier Cups. Inducted in 2008, Peter Eady. 2009, Peter Eady. I mentioned last night when I came to Brockville in 1971, I was working evenings and they would phone in the scores, and this guy's name always came up for something, and it was always good. Inducted in 2011, Roy Pike. I can think of so many areas where this next inductee was important, including coaching, Brockville Blazers, involved with the Brockville Blazers, involved with the Brockville Braves. Inducted in 2012, Ed Bell. I'm not sure when he started running. He hasn't stopped. He's still running today. Inducted in 2013. Glad to have him back, Tony Dunbar. I go to the store today and I see the Ottawa Sun, and on the front page is Cyril Leader. And I'm thinking, what's he there for now? Apparently the Senators want to move to LeBreton Flats. Cyril, may I just say on behalf of all in Brockville, we don't want that to happen because it's easier to get to where you are now. He is one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why we have an Ottawa Senators hockey team. Cyril Leader. He ran this rink for a lot of years, but was involved in sports all his life. Inducted in 2013, John Sharp. Anybody that played sports, coached sports, was involved in sports, knew this guy because he wrote about you and did a great job for so many years before he retired. The Recorder Times doesn't do what it did when he was there. In 2013, Ron Smith. We have a couple of figure skaters in the Hall of Fame. I think Sue was with Ice Capades as well. She'll have another one joining her today. Inducted in 2014, Sue Pike. You know, what's neat about the Hall of Fame, and if you get a chance to look at the plaques, is the different sports that are represented. This lady represents swimming because she was a champion swimmer. Inducted in 2015, Marianne Carlisle. He played hockey, he played baseball, he was good at all of them. Inducted in 2017, Lawrence Fox. And I also said last night that I met this gentleman when he was an umpire, and my kids were playing baseball. And he was a fair umpire. He would always, the thing I loved about him was that he would tell the kids if they did something wrong. And that's what made him great. And he's inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018, Ralph McMullen. We also have in the audience 2 people representing someone who's in the hall that unfortunately has passed away. Nora White is here. Somewhere. There's Nora. And Kathy Ticamp, representing Ben Ticamp. All right, let's get to it. Eileen Donor. Come on up to the podium, Eileen. You're the next contestant. Somewhere in here it should have put that he was my dentist, but it doesn't say that. Roger Donor, inducted into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame, June 13th, 2024. Roger Donor was athletic and competitive in many sports when he enrolled at the University of Toronto in the early 1960s. He was introduced to wrestling. It became his passion. After graduation, he began to coach the University of Toronto wrestling team. In 1964, Roger was successful in earning one of the 4 spots on the Canadian team for the Tokyo Olympics, an accomplishment he considers the highlight of his wrestling career. After settling in Brockville, Roger became an avid and talented sailor. In 1992, in a series of 7 excursions over 6 years, he sailed around the world in his 33-foot sailboat. Did you go with him?
No.
No. He continued sailing until he passed away in 2022. In 2023, he was inducted into the University of Toronto Hall of Fame. And Eileen, I know we wish that he was here, but it's my honor and it's my pleasure to induct your husband, Roger Donor, into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame. You want to take that and hold that tonight? Like the Prime Minister. Okay. Unfortunately, Terry's family couldn't be here, so it'll just be my honor to read his plaque. Terry Halpenny, inducted into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame. Terry Halpenny was first involved in baseball in Brockville at the coaching level and then umpiring. He became involved in the Brockville Minor Hockey Association, coaching a number of teams. In the 1980s, Terry became the statistician for the Brockville Braves, as well as doing color commentary on the hockey broadcasts. He won the award for outstanding contributions to the Central Junior Hockey League in 1991. He became a historian for the CHL, tracking down stats on players to rebuild the league's history. He was one of the best experts in the league for league information and stats. In the early 2000s, Terry became interested in photography and began capturing photos of every player in the CJHL, along with some of those in the Ontario Hockey League. Terry passed away in 2017. I had the pleasure of doing the Braves games, and Terry was my color commentary. And the year that the Braves won the championship, I said this last night, I said to him as we're getting near the end of the game, I said, Terry, don't yell and scream, because the microphones are very sensitive. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, Braves! I couldn't say anything. Terry was, yeah! He went wild. It is my honor to induct Terry Halpenny into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame. Jeff Kyle, inducted into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame. Jeff Kyle grew up in Brockville, an accomplished player for the BCI Red Rams in basketball and football. In the early 1980s, he was a defensive back for the Queen's University football team. Jeff was one of the original Brockville connection with Cyril Leader, Randy Sexton, and Mark Bono, who helped bring the Ottawa Senators into the National Hockey League in 1992. He was a longtime vice president of ticket and marketing with the Senators, always in tune with the team's fan base. Jeff was smart and savvy and played a significant role with the Senators with his forward-thinking strategy away from the rink. He enjoyed family fitness, fishing, and golf. Unfortunately, Jeff passed away just earlier this year. Jay, what an honor it is to induct your brother, Jeff Kyle, into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Bruce.
This is a special one for me, and I know for a lot of the committee. Neil McHugh, inducted into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame. Neil McHugh would like nothing better than to be a professional play-by-play hockey announcer on a television network. He was a junior B goalie, but his talents were showcased in broadcasting more than 500 league and playoff games for the Central Junior Hockey League in his always entertaining style. For 7 years, starting in 2010, Neil was the face of a popular sports show on Brockville Cable. He had a wide and in-depth historical knowledge of local sports and was a longtime contributor on the Sports Hall of Fame committee. He was a lifelong fan of the Montreal Expos, able to recite the lineups in English and French. He was an avid collector of local sports memorabilia. In 2018, Neil was honored with the first ever broadcasting award by the CCHL. Neil passed away in 2023, and I shared last night that the day before he died, he called me, left a phone message. Unfortunately, I wasn't home. I had trouble making out the message, but he wanted to thank me for, we went to the Hockey Hall of Fame weekend in Toronto a few times together, where I got to know Neil as a person and individual. He wanted to thank me for everything I'd done in the community. and he wanted to be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. That was his last request. Well, Neil, you are officially into the Hall of Fame. What an honor it is to induct our friend, Neil McHugh, into the Brockville area. You know, one thing about doing this, I learned a lot about the individuals that go into our hall. Barb Sayu, inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Barb Sayu began playing ladies softball in Cardinal in 1970 and continued with a number of teams until the early 1990s. Barb coached minor softball in Johnstown for a number of years. Along with softball, Barb was heavily involved in women's hockey, first playing on a women's team at the age of 14. She played in the Brockville Little Angels for 22 years. For many years, she played broomball, hockey, and coached women's hockey all at the same time. She was a volunteer at the first ever Women's World Hockey Tournament in Canada in 1990. Barb devoted her lifetime to amateur sports in the area through participating, coaching, and volunteering, always helping others and always with a laugh. Her number 2 has been retired by the Brockville Angels and hangs here at the Memorial Center. Barb Sayu passed away in 2011. Kim Dixon is her niece? Mm-hmm. Kim, what an honor it is to induct your Aunt Barb Sayu into the Brockville. Joanne Bell, inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Joanne Sherwood Bell was a figure skater with the Brockville Figure Skating Club in the 1950s. She followed that up by coaching at 4 clubs in the area. Joanne was also an all-star second baseman for Lynn in the Leeds and Grenville Ladies Softball League in the 70s. In the 80s, she volunteered as the secretary-treasurer for the Brockville Braves and the Brockville Blazers. By 1971, Joanne started a gymnastics program at the Lynn Tin Cap School. The Brockville Jiminy Crickets and she became a major fundraiser and its head coach for more than 25 years. Without Joanne's persistence and efforts, the club would not be what it is today. In 2010, she founded the Brockville chapter. 2019, she founded the Brockville chapter of Cycling Without Age. We've got to correct that. Joanne, I've known Joanne all my life here. Joanne, what an honor it is that you're going to be joining your husband, Ed. And a pleasure to induct you into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, I'll just take my 30 seconds and tell everyone that I'm so honored to be voted into the Sports Hall of Fame with all the impressive group behind me. Figure skating, softball, creating the long-lasting gymnastics club, and most recently being involved with Cycling Without Age have all been a love of sport and a passion for me. The thousands of people that I have met along the way have made my journey very enjoyable. Special thanks to my family and friends for sharing this honor with me last night and again this afternoon. Thank you to the committee for recognizing all of my contributions. Thank you.
Dave Campbell, inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Dave Campbell turned his love of basketball and football at Brockville Collegiate into an amazing career in athletic therapy. Dave was the owner of private sports clinics in Montreal for 30 years. He was the athletic therapist for the Montreal Manic and then a consultant with the Montreal Canadiens for 30 years. He was the head therapist for the World Gymnastics Championships and a member of the Canadian team in 1986 in Auckland, 1990 in Edinburgh. In the Commonwealth Games, he worked with the Canadian athletes at 5 Olympic Games, 2006, 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016. He's worked with numerous Canadian athletes, including Tessa Virtue and Scott Moore. And in 2011, Dave became a member of the Canadian Athletic Therapists Hall of Fame. Dave, welcome back to Brockville. It's my honor to induct you into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame.
I'll just take 12 seconds. I see people on the wall who I used to cheer for as a kid, and I see people on the wall who I played against and played with, and a couple of friends of mine. I'm just completely honored to join them today. Thank you.
Found out last night that Phil Patterson did play in the Bruce Wiley Golf Tournament. Yes. It was one of the only ones he didn't win. Phil Patterson, inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Phil Patterson grew up playing hockey and became a Memorial Cup champion with the Ottawa 67s in 1984. He was drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks in the third round in 1982. After his minor pro and international hockey career ended, Phil concentrated his efforts on golf, becoming one of the most accomplished amateur players in Eastern Ontario. He won top tournaments in the area, including the Gill Classic, a three-time Memorial champion, three-time Whig Standard champ, and the Ottawa City and District title. He's been club champion of the Prescott Golf Club on 22 occasions. Phil has been inducted into the Kempthorne District Sports Hall of Fame on 2 occasions. So if you're going to golf, don't bet against him. Phil, what an honor it is to induct you into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.
I'll just keep this as short as Dave did. It's an honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame here in the Brockville and area sports world. There's some great people on the wall, and I consider myself lucky to be chosen to join them. And congratulations to everyone else for this being inducted this year.
Gloria Lore Spoden, inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Gloria Lore Spoden was born and raised in Brockville. She started taking skating lessons with the Brockville Figure Skating Club at the age of 21. That's a mistake, we gotta correct that. That was about the age of 5, wasn't it? She applied for a position with the world famous Ice Capades. In 1966, she earned a position with the group and went to Washington to be part of the ice show. 2 years later, in 1968, she was line captain for the Ice Capades, which meant if any members on the line couldn't skate, she had to replace them. She said last night that meant she had to learn all the routines. She was also responsible for teaching other skaters how to do their performances. She left Ice Capades in '71 and taught figure skating in California for a number of years. She has organized 2 Ice Capade reunions in Las Vegas with 500 retired skaters attending. She still skates and creates a monthly newsletter in Toronto for retired skaters. And if you're not familiar with the Lore name, then you're not a Brockville native, because the New York restaurant was an institution, and the iconic sign for New York restaurants in the museum,
That's right.
And now the Lore name is on the Sports Hall of Fame. Gloria, what an honor it is to induct you into the Sports Hall of Fame.
I just want to say a quick thank you, a quick 20 seconds, I guess. And to be happy back in Brockville, we took a quick trip around and went out to Blockhouse Island, and it was wonderful. And it's always wonderful to come home, and Brockville will always be our home. Thank you.
Kim Sauvé. Kim Sauvé has inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Kim Sauvé has coached basketball for more than 40 years. Where are you? Get over here. At the local, regional, provincial, and national level, she coached her St. Mary Crusaders to the All-Ontario High School Championships in 1994, 96, and 98, to go along with one silver medal. Along with coaching numerous other sports at the high school level, she was involved in organizing volleyball and basketball all-star games, along with creating the school's athletic banquet. Kim has coached the Brockville Blazers and regional all-star teams. She's received local honors for her coaching, along with the Naismith basketball, whatever that is, the Toronto Raptors, and the Provincial High School Association. While Kim is the most accomplished and decorated female coach in the area, she will always be a dedicated teacher and coach to her players. Kim, welcome to the Hall of Fame. It's my honor.
I first want to I'm so grateful and overwhelmed with everything to be standing on the shoulders of you great people behind me. So, and I also want to be I'm very, very grateful for my 3 beautiful children, Alexa, Mark, and Jesse. They're my world. And at this time, I just want to thank my incredible supportive friends that have been there for the journey. I love you, and you guys are the best. Thank you.
They said it couldn't be done in half an hour. We did it. There you go. It helps when I limit speeches. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. There's still refreshments. Mingle, see the plaques, and enjoy yourselves, and hope to see you in 2025 for the 31st Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame.